another live stream. I told you any time between 6 and 7, didn't I? I just about managed to make it on time. I've literally just dropped the last one of the 2 students off. I'm at a school called Yehudi Menuhin at the moment, which is up near Heathrow Airport, probably about 10 to 15 minutes away. If I can swap the camera around. There you go, that's where I am at the moment. Just in the forecourt there. And you can see another load of parents dropping their students off for the new term. So I've got a priority right at the moment. I'm busting for a pee and I'm about 15 miles away from the nearest toilet. So what we're going to do first of all, I'm going to put my phone in the cradle and hopefully we'll all stay connected. Now I know through experience that there's a couple of parts along the route where the signal can drop when I'm on a normal phone call, so please bear with me, and hopefully we'll all stay connected and reconnected and everything. Before I start driving, there's a thing I want to mention. There's a load of my American fans who keep telling me they've not been able to donate to the channel because they prefer to work in dollars and cents rather than pounds and pence. If you have a look in the description underneath or that way, I can't remember where it is on live streams, you'll see a series of links on there, and one of them actually takes you off to a Ko-Fi page which is set up to take funds in dollars now. So there's options for everybody. Have a look there and hopefully it'll be all right. Now I'm going to see if I can put you here somewhere and angle it up so you can see me. Okay, if everybody can hear me all right, give me a like, could you, so I know that works. This is the first time I've done this, so it's work in progress. I'm going to bung the car in gear and off we go. And the first place I'm going to head to now is Clackett Lane Services, which is a little bit further down the road. As I said, I'm in need of a pee and could get a bit desperate. I can see the sun there shining on the screen. Yeah, it could be good. Oh, also the other thing to note as well, I've had to leave all my notifications and things switched on to do with mileage and bookings and all the rest of it, so you might hear the odd bing and whir every now and again, but I'm just driving out of the place now and we're coming up to the barriers. I've got a lot of people saying good evening to me, good evening to you. I hope you're well, enjoying your Sundays. It's absolutely bright and sunny up here, as you can probably see from the camera angle, getting the old glint of the sun through the screen. I'm just trying to work my way out of here and get back on the main road, and then I can head for home. Where I'm actually heading for at the moment is Margate. That's probably about an hour and a half from where I am. Oh God, Jim Davis is going to be happy. There's a squirrel in the road. Squirrel! Yeah, it's got out of the way. Okay, not going to kill it. Right, there we go. Bang. Another speed bump. I bloody hate those things. I wonder if they have them in America like they do here. They knacker your suspension and your tyres and everything else. Right, I have just reached the main road. And off we pop. Hey. There we go. I'll swap the camera over and see if you can get a view out the front of the car. See if we can get this going. No, that's garbage. The old stand's right in the way. So I'll have to do that manually every now and again when we stop. I told you it was work in progress, didn't I? Got some more. Hope you're all right and your Sundays are going good. Mine all right. I come out about 4 o'clock. I think I've driven about 100 miles so far. I'm just on my way home. As I said to joining us, I'm on my way to Clackett Lane Services, which is probably about 20 miles down the road, because one thing that a taxi driver needs is junk food and a much needed pee when they're finished. So that's all good. When we get to some stuff I can show you, I'll swap the camera angle over and then you can see, you know, outside with my view, as you could see from just a minute ago, we had the old mobile phone stand in the way, so not great. I'll do my best to describe where I am. I'm driving down some country roads at the moment, and they're quite bumpy and noisy, as you can hear. But going around the bends, we've got a bit of wildlife around, some other cars, not too much traffic, so all good. Hey, did you see that thing about Priti Patel earlier on the news? You know all about that new ferry service they're running in Dover for our foreign visitors, where the old French Navy and the RNLI and everybody else is in cohorts. Well, it appears Priti Patel wants social media companies to remove any videos about it. I wonder why that is. Do you think she wants to cover up for the fact she's completely bloody useless and not doing anything she says? I wonder. We'll have to see how that works out, but it doesn't bode well for social media, really, does it, when they're trying to silence us and shut us up all the time? Really concerns me, that one, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. I've actually got a video coming out at 11:30 tomorrow where I talk about social media in a little bit more detail, but we'll see. I'm just coming up to one of the turns up here now, because I'm on the live stream. I'm having to do this from memory because the old sat-nav doesn't work very well with the live stream. I think I could end up getting cut off, but we'll have to see. I'm coming up on my turn pretty much now, I think. But anyway, who's going to go to Alex Belfield's live stream tonight? Give us a like if you are. I'm certainly going to turn up and hopefully have a listen with a beer in hand. That's the plan, and I've got a roast beef dinner waiting for me as well, so I should be in for a good evening there. But right, hang on a minute, I think this is the turn I want. Yeah, because it kind of goes back on itself. I'm still out in the country. What I'm trying to find is the M25, and now I can get back on that and get my backside back home via obviously the services. I hope you can all still hear me all right there. It's the road noise is getting up a little bit as we're driving. And all the other thing to mention, you remember that live stream I did last week to do with mental health and trying to help people through their difficulties, and I told you a little bit about my story about what happened with me way back when. Well, the reaction to all that was absolutely overwhelming, and I try my best to read all the comments that you leave me, and I saw some wonderful comments where some people have actually thought, hang on a minute, maybe I am in a bit of trouble here and need a bit of help. I need to get onto the old mental health team and have a word about my own situation. And it was really great to see some people have taken some positive steps and try to get themselves some help. I mean, we know what's going to go on in June. Well, we don't know what's going to go on in June, that's the point, and a lot of people probably are going to find themselves in shit street or, some kind of mental issue. So it's good that you identify now that you do need a little bit of support, and places like this, channels like mine and live streams and all the rest of it can help you through that. We're our own little communities in a way, and we can like and discuss all manner of things, obviously within the rules that YouTube set, which is a pain in the arse, because I think that they will go elsewhere. One of the things I've noticed with YouTube as well, they seem to be taking it takes a month normally, or so they say on their documentation, and it's not good. I'm still waiting, so I don't know whether they consider me a bit risky or what. It's really not great, but I gave them an email last night, gave them a kick up the backside and said, "Oi, remember me? I want you to give me some money on my YouTube channel." So we'll see what they make of that. Anyway, I'm just coming around onto the M25 now, just onto the roundabout, it's actually fairly easy to get out of this place. A lot easier than it is to get in it. It's a more simpler road system. I don't know if anyone's been on the M25 lately, but there's a stretch of road on it where the road noise is absolutely rubbish when you get up to speed. I am talking a little bit louder than normal, almost to the verge of shouting, so you can still hear me. I'm on the M25 now, cruise control on, and hopefully we'll get down to Clackett Lane services relatively all right. The roads look good on my side at the moment, but one thing I've learned as a taxi driver over the years, you never say that the traffic looks good, because what you do, you end up jinxing yourself and end up getting stuck in a traffic jam. That's happened before. Right, let's move out of this old slow lane. But I've noticed we've got a few more people joining us now, so hello to all of you new folks coming up. If any of you that are watching the live stream right now haven't subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate it if you could do so, because it helps the thing grow. And we're doing really well now. We're actually closing in on 15,000 subscribers. 2 or 3 months ago, I never thought in a month of Sundays that would ever happen to me. It's absolutely crazy and overwhelming. So I would appreciate it if you could join the party and hit the notifications icon, if you will, as well, and then that'll let you know every time something comes up. I try and do 3 a day if I can, and a live stream during the week. So yeah, I've just passed a sign that says 18 miles to Clackett Lane, and hopefully my bladder, being as it will last that long, and I can have my pee and my can of Red Bull. Hey, I look like something heavenly, don't I? Look, there's sun in my back. Hey! Okay, that's gone. You can see me again now. So, what did everybody have for dinner today, or haven't you done already? I mean, mine's usually a roast dinner washed down with 6 or 8 cans of Strongbow at the end of the day. You know my old saying, getting quietly pissed in the corner. But I'm not quite sure it'll work out like that today. It'll just be the roast beef. There's my heavenly look again. The old sun on my back. It's actually better there, because driving into it usually is an absolute nightmare. Oh, here comes the noisy bit of road. Whee! Sounds like something out of the Beverly Hillbillies. You remember them? I used to love them when I was a kid, the black and white TV show with the old thing that went like this. Absolutely nuts. But anyway, let's move over a lane again. I like this driving and live streaming. I was a little bit worried I wouldn't be able to do it safely, but it seems to be all right actually, and I can keep an eye on the road and talk to you at the same time. Somebody mentioned hand sanitizer just then. Look, I've got some. I've got 2 bottles of it in the car. I've got to try and keep it away from anything flammable. I heard a nasty story about that the other day where somebody nearly blew their car up because they did something after sanitising their hands, and it all went poof, like a dodgy magic trick gone wrong. It was quite funny. But where are we? A few comments there, lots of hellos, and I see you talking to each other now as well. That's great to see. That's what all this is about, really. Getting people together. Hey, I've got a question for you. I'm actually really hungry right now, and I want to get something to eat from the shop. Now, most of the stuff you get out of services is calorific shite, and usually my usual poison is a can of energy drink, a bag of crisps, and a chocolate bar. What chocolate bar should I get? Let me know. I'll tell you what I usually get, but if anybody's got any different suggestions, I'm all up for them. My favourites are Yorkies and Mint Aeros usually. I usually trough on one of them on the way home. So let me know what you think. What else is there to talk about in the news today? Well, we had the free... Oh, somebody's put a Mars bar. Oh, okay. I could try that. Go straight down there. But any of you American people watching, by the way, just to repeat what I said at the beginning of the live stream, look at the bottom or the right hand side, wherever it comes up in the description. you'll see that I've set up a new Ko-Fi account just for you guys, so you can, you know, give your support to the channel if you deem that's what you want to do, or if you just want to watch the videos. We're actually closing in on 1 million views, funnily enough. I think we're only about 4,000 off now, so that's pretty encouraging as well. Anyway, I'm going to flip the old cruise control button a few times, get a bit more speed up. Hey, somebody's jumped on and said, yay, Ko-Fi USA, I'm in. Well, thank you very much, I appreciate it. That goes for everybody. You've got your options there now, so that's all good, and hopefully YouTube will pull their finger out and sort that side of things out. Hey, has anybody been to any of the service stations on the motorways lately? I usually end up at Cobham and Clackett's. They're kind of my local ones on the M25. I don't stop for long, just to pee and something to, you know, put in my mouth to stop me getting hungry. But they all seem to be much of a muchness. Port Phil, you okay, pal? Yes, I'm okay, thank you very much. Thanks for asking, hope you are as well. It's good of you to stop by on a Sunday. This is kind of cool. Let me know if you can hear me all right, and you think this is a good idea, and I'll do more of these. We can go to different destinations, and we can, you know, go lots of places, talk about different things, instead of me sitting in the Asda's car park, because that was a bit boring, really. So, yeah, I hope you like this. We're just coming down the stretch of the M25 now, which goes downhill, and it goes towards the turning for Gatwick Airport. I mean, sometimes I end up turning off down there and going and getting another passenger from there on the way home, but not today. I've done all the drops, and it's all directly back home. Now, we're just entering an area where you can see the Surrey Hills, and you know, bright blue skies, and they're so green and lush, particularly in the summertime. You know, the scenery is absolutely beautiful. I mean, as I said the other day in a video, if you're stuck indoors, or you know, you don't feel so great about yourself for whatever reason, get off your backside and go outside and breathe in some fresh air. Go to your local park or anything like that. The nature outside is absolutely beautiful, and it is the best tonic ever. We've got some lovely beaches and some green cliff tops near where I live, and my wife and I always go down there for a walk, take ourselves off. You know, it's probably a couple of miles, and it keeps the old morbid obesity off as well. Although with my junk food fetish at the garage services, that can be a bit of a problem. But, hey, I was listening to LBC the other day, you know, the Lefty Broadcasting Corporation, and they were talking about this whole thing about the mother giving birth, and you're no longer allowed to refer to the mother as mother. It's got to be the parent that gives birth. What a load of old bollocks, eh? I mean, that sheer statement implies that the father could give birth. You remember that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he's carrying the baby to full term and gives birth? I mean, I ask you, what a load of crap. Life isn't like that. We've got a mum, and we've got a minus 69, 64, whatever all the abbreviations are, but basic biology, we've got a mum and a dad, and we shouldn't forget that. I think all the wokies can fuck off, to be honest. It's getting ridiculous. They really overcomplicate things, don't they? Let's just keep it simple. But yeah, crazy stuff. Anyway, back to an update on the traffic. I am just coming under the bridges, just past the Gatwick Lynn, and go and have my little visit to the shop and go and get something. Now, I've just seen the signal drop out, and it's come up and said I'm live again, so hopefully I've reconnected, and there was a little bit of a service interruption there. I said that, you know, that could happen along the way. happen to not, things do drop out. My time still says been live about 20 minutes, so that's not too bad. Coming up on a mileage sign now. So where are we? Maidstone, 28 miles, and Margate's about 45 miles from there. So we're doing all right so far. Yeah, somebody's just put buffering a bit. I think that's pretty much because of where I am. There's not really anything I can do about that right now. The road kind of does this. Buffer, a bit like a roller coaster and an amusement park, and the signal does drop out. I actually get that when I'm talking to my mum or my wife on the way home. The signal can drop out and then suddenly come back. It's kind of funny. You're having a conversation and they can go hello, 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 sod off then. It goes like that and then comes back later. Right, I am Junction 6, just coming up now, and that's Eastbourne, Caterham and Westerham. I'm not going there, I'm going to Margate, so we'll drive straight past it. I noticed somebody says that they think they might be muted on the chat. Well, you've come up on my screen, so as far as that goes, you should be all right. And you could be subject to a little bit of the problem I just described with the noise and the signal buffering. But rest assured, according to my end, you're still connected okay. If we can do a radio check, everybody, if you can still hear me, give me a like. And if I see those go up, I know I've still got company. And I hope you're enjoying the cab ride. I mean, to be honest, I've probably spoken more in the last 20 minutes than I have in a whole 2-hour car journey. One of the kids that I just took to school actually slept the whole journey up. That was quite funny, really. He laid himself out in the back seat and he was gone. I've got another funny story I can tell you about cabs. I've been a cab driver for 10 years. I've done work on the town. I've done school runs, I've done airport runs, I've done all sorts of things, and it's been quite a fulfilling job over the years. Obviously the last 15 months have been a bit interesting, and I've had to deliver food as well, just eat and all that sort of thing, just to keep the wolf from the door and keep the bills paid. And I remember one particular couple I picked up, and I didn't think anything of it, and I started to drive where they wanted me to go down the road, and I started to hear these noises coming from the back of my cab, and I thought, what the hell's that? And then I suddenly realised that the noises sounded very familiar, shall we say. They were a bit rude, and I looked in my rear view mirror to see what was going on, and this lady's head was going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, all I will say, to avoid YouTube telling me off, you know we have days in a year, us men, steak and, yes, that one. Well, that was going on in the back of my cab. I didn't know whether to scream out loud, doing an emergency stop. I didn't think that would be good for her. She wouldn't have a choice what she did with it then, or carry on driving. So I decided to carry on driving and drop them off at their destination. This couple got themselves barred, and what the office couldn't believe was the system, why people are barred, and they didn't know what to put. It was unbelievable, and I think I just labelled it as inappropriate behaviour, and yes, I should have charged them double for that. That's absolutely right. Right, we're coming up to the services now. We're about a couple of miles out. I'm going to pull in, and it's going to be like a little intermission at the cinema. I'm going to put you on the forward camera so you can see what's going on. I need a drink because my throat's getting a bit dry because of all the talking. I'm going to nip in the service area, go for a pee. Yeah, Andy's Jolly Boys outing, lovely jubbly. Yes, I love it. That's one of my favourite episodes of Only Fools. It really is. It's brilliant. Right, we're 1 mile from Clackett's. Yeah, stop distracting me. I'm going to put the camera on forward-facing view, so you can see what's going on. And it's going to be like a little intermission in the cinema. I'm going to drop in there and have a piss because I need it really, really badly. Get a drink, something to eat, and I'll be straight back to the car, and I'll carry on our journey back to Margate like the Jolly Boys outing. And make sure you all have a chat with each other on the old live chat. That's what it's there for. Making friends, having a gas. It's brilliant. Particularly if you've been out all the time, out of action, you know, stuck indoors. It's really something you need to do. Get talking to people on here and make friends. I mean, there's a mate of mine, I've told you before, does exactly that. Gets on here and you know, makes friends with people and has a chat. There's a live stream tonight by a guy called George. I haven't got a clue what his last name is, but he's on there, and he does one quite a few hours, and that's usually pretty good for people. I'm just turning off at the services now. I've got to get in the right lane, and there's somebody right up my arsehole. Yeah, fuck off, thank you. Yeah, they're gone. So I'm in the lane I need to now. I've got a Costa coffee just coming up in front of me. I'm going to give that a miss because they don't have a loo, that's just a drive through. And we're slowing right down, so you can probably hear me a bit better now. I have to talk loudly with everything else. I think I'm going to settle on a can of Red Bull, probably a bag of McCoy's and some kind of chocolate bar. I might try the old Mars bar, as the suggestion was. Now, I always get confused with this side of Clackett Lane services because it's all a different bloody layout, so, you know, what I'm used to usually. So, we've got somebody who can't find their accelerator in front of me, so please bear with me. I'm just turning round, and we'll try and find a parking space somewhere without committing harry-carry. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to give you a good view, to be honest, but let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, let's check what my reverse parking's like. Thank God for parking sensors. Oh, there you go. Somebody nearly didn't make it home. There we are. Right, there we go. Wait for the beeps. Yeah, there it is. Oh yes, I can park there. Right, now let's put this up a bit and swap the camera angle around. Right, okay, so I've put the camera up, so I'll swap it round while I'm off and you can watch what goes on at Clackett Lane. I'll leave the camera in the car. I'm going to go for my pee and take my gimp mask with me, as you have to do. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I'll be back with my food and hopefully a relieved bladder. See you shortly. As the Gabby Cabby usually says, toodaloo. Oh God. Right, I'm back. Get me bum in the car. Hey, right. Open this up. Drop that down and put your hand there. Okay. Right. That was interesting. Got me energy drink. Got me bag of crisps, and to the person who suggested it, I got one, something different. Well, WH Smith in Clackett's, right? I get everything. There isn't a sign of the person in there anywhere, and there's two machines, and they say card payment only. Well, you know what I think of cashless. I told you about that the other day in a video. I bloody hate it. Keep spending the cash, otherwise people like me will be out of work. But never mind. Anyway, can throw this gimp mask in the chair, and we shall turn the engine on. I'll work out how to get out of here, and then we'll carry on. Oh shit, the old bills just turned up. They're not after Alex, are they? No, they're on their way. Okay. Right, let's go. Oh, bugger me, radio's come back on and all. I'd love to play the radio on the way back, but YouTube have got such strict copyright rules and everything now. You can't bloody trust them to give you a bollocking. Well, I've just passed the old bill. I thought I'd better look the part and shut that hole under my nose for a second so it didn't look like I was doing anything naughty. I'm just trying to work out how to get the fuck out of the services and back on the motorway. Right, there's a sign here that says exit, so we'll keep that way. It's nice to see a lot of you on here chatting as well, getting to know one another. That's really good to see. That's what it's all about. Puts the social in social media, doesn't it? Oh shit, the old bill are here. Ah! I've just seen the bastards coming over the hedge. What's going on? I think they're stalking everybody in the car park. Right, I'm going to put my foot down and go. Oh. I don't think I've had a tug in 15 years, but you don't want to odds it really. Anyway, join the M25 again. I'll tell you, I drive a Mercedes E-Class. It's got a 3-litre V6 in it, and it's enough handy for rejoining motorways. you can put your foot down and certainly get back up to speed really fast. I mean, what cars have you lot got? Have you got the same thing? I mean, I love this motor, it's brilliant. Well, speaking of which, there's another bloody Mercedes just about to overtake me. Here he goes. Jesus Christ, it looks like a tank. Oh dear. Yeah, live again. It just buffered then again, so it might have dropped out a little bit there, folks. What did you see in the car park when I was having a pee and getting done in WH Smith? They're bloody expensive in the services there. What's saying about Red Bull? Red Bull, yes, gives you wings, doesn't it? Still dropped out a couple of times. This part of the M25 I'm on is bloody awful for that. Anyway, food time. Crunch. Yeah, right, here we go. Well, hello to everybody. If you've just joined me, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I mean, you're just going to sit here and watch me eat a bag of crisps. Manoeuvre my way into the right lane. We're literally going to be off the M25 in a minute. We're just going to join the M26. Yeah. Flame grilled steak flavour, lovely jubbly, as the man in Peckham used to say. Yeah, I saw David Jason on telly. It was last night. You know he does open all hours. Well, he did it with old Ronnie, didn't he? Well, they do the up-to-date version with him being the shopkeeper now. And he looks well, David Jason. Although he's looking like he's getting on a bit now, doesn't he? He's a national treasure, that bloke. I absolutely love him. Anyway, just had a motorbike pulled in front. Yeah, sorry about that, it dropped out again. The RNLI in Margate, and I was complaining about all the bikers parking outside, and I understand you got shifted quick. Listen, it wasn't a slant on bike, passed me at 130 miles, like motorbikes, although I never got on. They never used to pin. I don't know if anybody's been to Margate, knows what I'm talking about, but I had a couple of pints in there years ago, and pub you could get down and you could get to the dinghy part where they keep all the boats, and also you could get down to the lifeboat station quite the council are having none of it. Quick succession now. This is not you, it's not me. It's literally just where I am. We should be alright after a while. I see a couple of people dropping off. Hopefully they'll come back again. We're on the M26. Probably about halfway down it now. It's the M20 up Detling Hill onto the M2. I tell you, the services, so many things are getting back to normal. There's just life everywhere. In the gents' toilets, and I struggled for a urinal, absolutely full. It's nice to see, really. Lots of life coming back here, there and everywhere. I saw it at the school as well, and there's a fair few cars on the road right now. It's really good. What's it like where you are? Tell me. I want to know. Where do you live? What's going on? Are the pubs open? Shops open? Are people out? Are they good for going out and trying to live normal lives again? What's happening where you are? Let me know. Well, Margate, I am. It's got a history as a seaside town, hasn't it? Going back donkey's years. And this last week, the weather has been absolutely beautiful. And I have so many people down there. You know, but you have 15 half pleasing as well, all in the same token. It's just nice to see people getting around again. I mean, my eldest son, he's 17. He passed his driving test 3 weeks ago now. Got his car 2 days later, and we haven't seen him since. He's gone. Absolutely gone. Oh, a bit bumpy there. Hey, did you see that video the other day about the NHS? The one where they want to sell your data onto external companies, you know, like the DVLA and that sort of thing do. I don't think so either. They can piss off. Well, there's an implied deadline of the 23rd of June, I think, where you've got to opt out. And if you opt out, they can't do it. But if you miss that deadline, anything after that point you've got to opt out from, but everything before that point, you can have your data gone to everybody, you know. I hope you get it, but there is an opt-out form. I know other YouTubers have covered this already, but I'll do a quick one we'll put a link in the description underneath so you can actually see where you go to opt out. I mean, if you're an adult, you can do it quite simply with an online form. If you're a child, I think 13's the limit, something like that. There is a form you have to fill in and send off. It's a bit more complicated for some reason. Don't know why. But there you go. Oh, well, this is a site I'm coming up to now. We're just coming towards the end of the M26. And at the beginning of 2020, I was driving this exact route home, and there was already an accident that had happened in front of me. Some poor bastard ended up in the central reservation, and a car had pulled over to help him. And about 10 minutes later, I arrived on the scene with 2 other cars in front of me, and there was some kind of cock-up which went on where one car didn't react to the other, who was reacting to what was going on. I tried to get out of the way, and I find myself slammed into the side of, pushed into the parked car on the hard shoulder, spun round, punched myself in the face when the airbag went off, and thought the car was going to blow up. What a fucking mess. But I abandoned ship and got out, and thankfully it was still alright. But this is where insurance gets you. I mean, I can't talk too much about it because it's still going on, but I lost the car I was driving. It was total loss, and I lost earnings as well. And you know, the insurance people won't pay me lost earnings. I got the car money because it enabled me to go and buy what I'm driving now, but not lost earnings, and it's still going on. Well, 18 months later, something like that. So that's a lesson for you. Don't crash your car, or if you do, make sure it's their fault, not yours. There you go. Right, we passed that. I'm just coming on the M20 now, any second. There is another bit where I think the signal drops off though, but we should be alright. All of this motorway down here had a load of work done on it over the last couple of years. And one of the last things they did, they built a new bridge over the top of it. Because, probably 4 years ago now, because I know when it was, because I went on a little holiday down to Southampton, Paulton's Park, on one of their 2 for the price of 1 deals down there. While I was down there, a friend of mine messaged me said you might have trouble getting home, Andy. It turns out a low loader with a JCB on the back that hadn't been stowed properly hit the bridge and pulled it straight over. And luckily, there was no fatalities at all. I think a bloke on a motorbike got a nasty shock and that was it. But I'm back again. That was a big old drop off, that one. But I did warn you that might happen. I think there's just little bits along the way where the mobile signal gets interfered with roadside equipment or anything like that. We're just coming up junction 4 on the M20, kind of Rochester kind of area now. And this is the home I take, usually time again. How many of you live local to me in Margate? Give me a like if you do. It'd be interesting to see whereabouts you are, or if you're further afield, drop me a comment. It doesn't have to be exact, just general location, north, south, east, west. Give me a thumbs up or something if you're still there. I have you. Welcome to you. Welcome to my car, Andy the Gabby Cabby. And we're having a ride from Yehudi Menuhin School all the way back to Margate. We've just had a stop at Clacket Land Services where I've had a pee. Somebody spotted some doggers. And I'm currently eating a bag of crisps, a Mars bar and a can of Red Bull.